Hello drone lovers, today I'm going to show you how to find those hidden gems. Epic spots where you can capture jaw-dropping drone footage. Trust me, you do not want to miss these locations. In this video we're diving into how to discover amazing places to fly your drone. Whether you are just starting out and are looking for a place to practice, or you're chasing the next breathtaking shot, I'll help you unlock those locations that make your footage really stand out. Let's be real, finding great drone flying spots isn't always easy. Maybe you've run into local regulations, no fly zones, or areas that just aren't that visually exciting. Or maybe it's just hard to know if a spot is actually accessible until you get there. And even if the location looks good on the map, you might show up and realize, yeah, not exactly what I hoped for. So how do you find these perfect spots that are legal, open and stunning? So you need to know what kinds of locations you're looking for. It really depends on what you're trying to do. Are you practicing your flying? Then you probably want open areas like parks or empty fields where you can get comfortable with the controls of your drone or get comfortable with a new drone. Or if you want to challenge yourself, you're looking for spots with natural or man-made obstacles like trees, abandoned buildings, or even a playground, anything that can sharpen your skills. If you're looking for cool footage, then you'll want objects of interest. That means dramatic natural landscapes, mountains, lakes, forests, or unique structures like old bridges, industrial zones or architectural gems. Alright, so how do you find these places? Your country probably has an app that shows you where you can and cannot fly according to regulations. I will be using Godrone as that's the app for my country, but your country has most likely a similar app. I will also be using Google Maps and Street View, so I can zoom in on interesting areas, check different satellite views and use Street View to get a feel for the location before I even leave the house. Let me show you a quick demo. Okay, so here's what I get to see from Godrone. It will show me red areas where I cannot fly because it's controlled airspace. I can see blue areas where something temporary is going on. And I can see yellow areas where it's telling me that there is something that I should pay attention to before I start flying my drone. I'm zooming in here and I'm trying to stay in a green area where I'm still legal to fly, and I'm looking around. I see a lot of meadows and farms here, and then this small area next to the town starts to grab my attention. I can see some fields here and I'm wondering what this is. So I start to zoom in and I figure out, okay, these are a couple of houses. They have what seems to be a playground in front of that door. And if I look a little bit further, I can see that there's a windmill here, which could be very interesting. And I can see that they have tried to do something with some bushes that makes the name of the town visible from the air. Close to that I can also see these fields, which could also be interesting. So I'll have to take a closer look at that as well in the next step. What I can also see here are these two yellow areas. So what is the application warning me about? So it's telling me that there is possibly a lake here, not a big deal. Okay, so now we're in Google Maps. I start to zoom in here and I can see that the windmill has changed its direction. So this image is newer. Other than that, everything more or less looks the same. So I want to get a view from the ground, so I get my little guy and drop it in here so I get to see Street View. I can see the windmill over here. Just get a little bit closer, and yeah, that looks like something that we could make a nice drone footage of. I can also see that they're trying to write the name of the town here in bushes. Doesn't look that good to me, but maybe from the air it's better. There's also a nice bench here that I can sit at. And I can see the playground over here. I can see that there are cables there are some holes and stuff. I think the cables are thick enough so that I can see it with my drone camera. So this might be a nice place to practice. And the lake that was being warned for seems to be a depression that can fill up with water if it rains a lot, but it's not really a lake. And then I was also interested in this green area over here. So I'll just go nearer to that. At the same time I can still see the windmill from different directions. If I go further, I find a potential real gem here. This looks to be a small soccer field, and there is a sign there that says that's a temporary playground. Now, once again, there are some nice benches there, so I have a place to sit. You don't have to bring a chair along. There's another patch that you can use to cross. Here is a better view of the ditch that is also possible to jump if needed. And the important part of this soccer field is that if kids are playing soccer here, they're about to kick the ball into the meadows next door, and they're gonna get their ball back. So if those kids can go and get in here and get their ball, I should be okay to get my drone as well. Now the thing that worries me is that this sign is saying that it's a temporary playing field. So is this still around? Is this now changed into housing or whatever? So I can look here at the bottom at the image, and I can see that the image was captured on May 2023. Well, it's now 2025, so in 2 years time there could be this could have been completely changed. So I return to Google Maps and take a closer look at this image. So I can still see the goals here, and I can see here that the data is more recent. It's 2025. So this is probably still there. And the same is true for this part, so the windmill is probably still there, and so is the playground. So that's good to know. Now there is one more concern with this location, and that's the highway. I need to stay away from the highway for a certain distance. And is this far away enough from the highway? Well, Google Maps has this option where you can measure a distance. So I can just right click on the highway. I'll click it on here because, well, this probably still counts as a highway, as part of the highway, and is the closest to my location. So I just right click on it and I can go and measure distance down here. Now it already puts a dot there. I can put another dot here on the screen, and I can see how much meters that this is. So at least from here I'm not inside the area that I should stay away from. Might want to do the same measurement from here. So once again, measure distance. So also this is not a problem. I can go all the way up to this different coloring of fields without a problem. Okay, so there you have it. I found 3 great drone spots in one go. Of course, you need to take into account that all these areas could be in use. There could be kids playing on the soccer field, there could be kids on the playground, and maybe they're running the windmill and you don't want to fly your drone while it is in operation. So it is good to have alternative locations in the back of your mind if you go here, so that if you cannot fly here, you can go somewhere else. So to sum it up, make sure you know what kind of flying you want to do. Keep that in the back of your mind, so if you're looking on the map and you're looking at the satellite views, you know what you're looking for, so you can actually find what you're looking for. If you have a different method to find drone locations, please drop it in the comment, as sharing is caring. If you want to see footage of the windmill, be sure to check out that video on my channel, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next flight.